Come on down. You're the next contestant on Price is Right Wrestling. And what a show we've got for you tonight. Men poking other men in the eye. Men fisting each other backstage while a man and a woman watch. And Joe Wayne Gacy shows up to say, hey, I want to be in on that. And also a man being brought to his knees in front of Elektra Lopez. Who wouldn't want to be there? I would, and you would too. And also Toxic Attraction trying desperately to save the show, despite the fact the wheels came off well before that. I'm Charles Renton with my review, WWE NXT 2.0. Okay, before I dive into this review, I want to quickly address why there has been no Raw review. There was a bad windstorm that came through my area and various areas in the entire tri-state area. Curse you, Barry the Platypus! Terrible Doofenshmirtz impersonation. I'm sorry. Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated would be very ashamed of me not cursing Barry the Platypus enough. Anyway, terrible impressions, but basically, I wasn't able to record Raw, and I had to watch AEW Dark Elevation on delay. So, in regards to the Raw review, my on-demand cable service has not put it up yet, and since it doesn't seem like it's going to be up in a timely manner, I might just have to skip the Raw review, so that's why. I do apologize, but let's talk about NXT 2.0. This wasn't a very good show. They're hyping up for War Games in a few weeks, which we're getting a women's War Games. That much is clear, and it's certainly going to be interesting given the pieces that they're putting together. Maybe they'll try to pick up the pieces. Pick up the pieces. This was not very good, though. I understand they're trying to, juice things up, have a bunch of characters on screen, just throw a bunch of crap at the screen and see what sticks. And it might not even be the fault of the talents. There are people being put on camera well before they're ready, and there are some that are being put in positions with really stupid goddamn names, and they're trying to basically swim upstream and not have a grizzly bear the size of Vince McMahon and co. bite into them and drag them up and be like, haha, we're going to give you this bad gimmick. Ha ha ha, it's such good shit. Wait, we just signed a new contract. Fire them, Bruce. Okay, and fire them, Johnny Ace. Okay, people power. Anyway, the whole point is that NXT 2.0 has been kind of a mess. Some people have enjoyed it, but it is what it is. So it starts with Tony D'Angelo, who handed Indy Hartwell or Indy Loomis, I guess now as they're calling her on camera, even though I really haven't cared much about this whole marriage thing because romance is dead to me. It will continue to be dead to me. It's dead and buried. I'm going to need that shovel from Dakota Kai to bury the romance even further. So anyway, the happy-go-lucky individual I'm watching Tony D'Angelo take on Dexter Loomis. So she got a dead fish last week, and Loomis painted a picture where he's sleeping with the fishes. This match, I guess Tony was the heel. The crowd was split. And at one point, Tony said, okay, a few minutes in, fuck this. He threw the easel in, and oh my God, that just frightened Dexter Loomis. He's like, what the hell's going on? And then he got poked in the eye by an Italian man. Let me tell you right now, when an Italian man pokes you in the eye, you're going to go down. Don't ask me how I know that. And he got pinned 1, 2, 3. And then Tricky Ticky Williams and Carmelo Hayes attack. And they put Dexter Loomis's hand in a chair, and and Tricky Ticky Williams, and Carmelo Hayes basically break the hand. Oh no, they broke the hand. Gargano eventually shows up. Apparently he was in catering, or his car was late. I don't goddamn know. It's not a very big venue. Maybe he was asleep and they poked him with a stick. I don't want to go save Dexter Loomis today. So he goes with Indy Hartwell while they're checking on Dexter Loomis. But then he comes back and says, oh, I want revenge and everything. It was about taking the championship, but now I just want revenge on you. So here's Pete Dunne. And then Hayes and Tricky Ticky Williams are in the skybox area. I mean, apparently it's on a lift. This is for you if you let me use your cherry picker. Well, we could cut a promo on stage, but it's not this nice. Deal. And Dunne and Gargano try to make sense of whatever Tricky Ticky Williams and Carmelo are saying while they're trying to make sense of what they're saying. This is badly scripted and this is ridiculous, and we're getting a three-way match. Okay, cool. We're getting a three-way match next week. It's not that the work will be bad. It's just hard for me to care about a lot. Pete Dunne feels totally out of place in NXT 2.0. So, we cut back to the Diamond Mine fisting each other while Malcolm and Ivy are just watching what's going on, and Joe Wayne Gacy shows up and says, hey, I'd kind of like to join you. And then Malcolm says it's $837.50 for the entry fee, no refunds, and, talking about all this. He's trying to make sense of this, and it's not very good. He hands him his card, though. Okay, but what? Why? Throwing characters on screen isn't going to make me care about them. It's just going to make me think, okay, Cool. Why are these people interacting? What is going on? Why should I care about any of these people? So, War Games had on December 5th. LA Knight does a pre-tape where his goal is to be champion, but he has to take out Grayson Waller, who took away his opportunity to be the host of Halloween Havoc. The fact that that's been his loftiest goal so far is rather sad. And Grayson Waller, it's a stupid name, but the guy's got talent, but oh well. Diamond Mine, which was Strong and the Creed brothers with arms wide open, they took on Odyssey Time, as I'm calling them. Odyssey Jones, Kushida, poor Kushida, and goddamn Ikemen. I hate the jacket time thing. I hate it. I hate it no matter what company it's in. Yes, I know that Kushida did the whole Back to the Future thing in New Japan. Here's the thing. Yes, it was comedic. Kushida's a fucking tremendous wrestler. I'm sure he's making good money, but this is bad. If he keeps getting paychecks like Nakamura has, he might as well just stay there. But goddamn. Jones pinned Strong with a splash. Anytime I see Ikemen on television, I just instantly tune out. I know people are entertained by him. That's fine. I'm not. Jones pinned Strong. Grizzled Hung veterans are talking their nan. They have the Women's Tag Team Championships, and they're trying to, I guess, do a different type of like digital coin thing called Nana Coin. What is going on? What has happened to NXT? And then MSK are in the airport and they switch flights because they're looking for a shaman. What? And I like MSK, but I like a lot of these talents. What the fuck is going on? Anyway, so Zion Quinn takes on Andre Chase. Wade looks up Saints and says that Zion Quinn is a himbo. Basically instead of it's basically a reference to a guy that sleeps around. I wouldn't know anything about that. Zion wins in a few. It was kind of cool that Chase did, attack him and kick him to the cadence of his chant. That was his name being chanted. Legoland Phantasm attack. And it looks like Zion's got the numbers advantage in his favor despite it being 2-on-1. And then Escobar attacks him from behind. And then Elektra Lopez stands over him. Fuck, this was hot. Says no one says no to Elektra. It's like, I would not say no to Elektra Lopez, says Wade Barrett. And we agree. Raquel Gonzalez is backstage talking to Mackenzie. She will bury Dakota with her own shovel. Okay. How are you going to know that's the same shovel? Did you test it for DNA? Did you have her label it? Did you spray paint saying, this is Dakota's shovel. You're not using your shovel. You're a phony. All right. Poker showdown with Duke and Grimes and a very pretty blonde as a dealer who's apparently a referee for NXT or soon to be referee. I don't know. Why was this on television? Why was this on a wrestling program? Yes, the Inner Circle did something like that when they went to Vegas in the middle of a pandemic, and guess what? I hate it then. I hate this kind of shit. It was stupid in WCW. This kind of shit was bad in the Attitude Era, and millions more people were watching during the Attitude Era. There were people that were eating this up. That's fine. You can like this. I hated it. Grimes got Duke Hudson in the fold, and basically this is one of the worst segments that I've seen in all the time that I've watched wrestling this year. On all the shows I've watched, this is one of the worst things. It was pointless. Why are they having a poker game on a wrestling program? There's vignettes or stuff like that. Oh, well, it's because Duke got played and everything. Okay, cool. You could have a match. Well, Cameron Grimes got taken from the moon into the table, and that's basically it. So even though he won, he lost. And then Duke Hudson pulls out a toolbox. I was thinking he was going to take that claw hammer and take it to whoever was on creative that came up with this bullshit. But alas, he just takes scissors. Does not go Sid Vicious and Arn Anderson on whoever did this creative for this show and whoever has done this stupid bullshit on NXT 2.0, at least 90% of it. And cuts him. You gotta cut me, Mick. He cuts his beard, cuts his hair. Okay. O'Reilly is talking to Heavy Metal Von Wagner about him appearing on SmackDown. Well, I don't care. We're just going to get back to being a tag team and win stuff. And then they took on Brooks and Jensen. And I know that it's Briggs and Jensen. I don't care. Brooks and Jensen sounds like a country group, and I'm going with that. Imperium were watching backstage, and one of them won. O'Reilly and Wagner won, and I didn't really care. Von Riley is what I'm calling them. And then Imperium says that they will not take the tag titles from them. Rox was perfectly fine during this. Weren't you, Rox? You lie. You lie. So, Persia tells Indy, I got this. Go be with your man. I'm going to take 2 women on my own because I'm hardcore. Oh, my. So, lashing out with Lash Legend, and Grayson Waller shows up to spill tea, as the kids say. People talk stupid these days, and he is upset at LA Knight and says that he's going to... I don't know, I don't care. There's nothing against Grayson Waller. So Persia takes on Gabby Stevensons and Jenna Levi, who is Layla Gray. I believe that's the name she's using. Layla Gray had appeared on AEW Dark Elevation and AEW Dark during the pandemic and during some of their shows back with fans, or with full crowds. And Layla Gray has a great look. And hey, if WWE wants to sign her, even if it's just going to be for a year or whatever, she could actually get featured well. But wherever she wants to go, whatever she wants to do, she's got star potential. It's going to take time with her, but this is a big deal. After appearing on AEW programming, her getting even a shot in a squash match, more people are going to see this. Persia did smash both of them while Robert Stone's just watching for whatever reason. He lost his entire faction, so I don't really blame him. And she tops one of the women for 3. If she topped both of them at the same time, it would have been like that one dream I had. Always delete your search history. And Dakota says she will shovel Raquel and then stares off into space, while prominently displaying her pink, which I enjoy. So, Toxic Attractions show up to try and save the show. It's outside them and Rex Steiner. This is pretty much a gold mine of bullshit. Nothing against the talents. And Dakota says, "Well, you owe me. It's like you owe me twice or whatever for what I've done." The Grizzled Hung veterans hand the tag titles back to JC and Gigi. JCJ, my goodness. And then Ciampa says he's coming out to address the NXT roster. But then we have Casey and Caden going to concerts and raves because we need to see that. Ciampa shows up and basically knocks the 2.0 roster. Earlier, Grayson Waller had referred to how LA Knight is upset that, well, Grayson hadn't paid his dues, going 500 miles and then going 500 more to just get a hot dog and a handshake and then go out the door. Nah. So, mentions Grayson Waller, but here's Rex Steiner, and Ciampa says, "You have less than a 33 1/3% chance of taking this title from me." They said the thing, and I love it. Rex Steiner will be taking that championship from him. Next week, Gargano versus Dunn versus Carmelo Hayes. Raquel does her entrance and reminds me of Hank Scorpio every time she does it. Survivor Series plug. Again, I've seen enough highlights of Raw because I pretty much determined I'm not going to be able to review it. And you know what? Survivor Series looks like a goddamn dumpster fire. They announce the teams on social media, change them up. The pay-per-view doesn't fucking matter. Dakota prominently displaying her pink and then gets a shit beat out of her while she's smiling as Raquel beats her up. And then there's a post spot. Dakota rips off focuses on the shoulder. Doesn't rip off the shoulder. Would have been dangerous. And rips off the bottom turnbuckle. And then we get a shovel. Oh no, she's going to shovel her. It's going to be like Mystery Men. DQ is caused because Toxic Attraction comes out and tries to save this goddamn thing. And then Cora Jade comes out to help. Hits her with the skateboard and everything. Zoe shows up on crutches because she has a legit knee injury. Okay, that's what you want to do. You want to have somebody show up. Why didn't Io just show up? Io shows up and tries to do this, and we get a DDT on the skateboard. These women could actually do something good. Even Raquel, who is seemingly checked out because of her Sir Isaac Lime gear. But this is a mess. It was a convoluted mess. Io says, "War Games." Okay, cool. We're getting a women's War Games, which will be fun. Maybe Io will put the trash can on and do the thing again like she did last time. So, yeah, it was a messy episode of NXT 2.0, but we here at Price is Right Wrestling would like to remind you to control the pet population. Have your pets spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody.